I'm Vijay Kalyancha from MBA 100, and in this short session, we are going to discuss certain very important points relating to the XAT 2023. You already have your CAT 2022 scores, and you know it pretty well. How important is the XAT 2023 for you? This is the second most important MBA entrance in India, and this is important not only for the XLRI but also for MICA and IRMA. What is new this year in the XAT? The essay is back and the test would be of 3.5 hours. Please keep that in mind. Forget what is given there on the site. We have already confirmed it with them. The test would be of 3.5 hours. It's there on your admission ticket. And you will have to be there inside the examination hall for more than 4 hours. So you need to be ready for that. Alright? The examination is in the afternoon, luckily. What about the cutoffs? This is how the cutoffs were for the BM program last year. Overall 93, and in quantitative aptitude 80 for males, 75 for females, and like this. So you need to notice that in none of the sections the cutoff was above 80 percentile, and the overall cutoff was also only 93 percentile, right? And that is for the BM program. What about the HRM? For HRM it was like this. You can see it on your screen. All right, in VALR, regardless of the 4 categories they have defined here, it was 80, and overall 92. All right, at the most 92, should I say. And this is how the cutoffs were in 2021. So please take a screenshot of this. All right, overall, if you get 80 percentile in each of the sections and overall your score is 95 percentile or above, all right, more or less you are safe. So when it comes to safe scores, 10 in quantitative aptitude, 10 in verbal ability, and close to 7-8 in decision making, and overall score of 32 to 34 is considered safe in the XAT. Last year 9.5 was 82 percentile in quantitative aptitude, 8.6 was 80 percentile in VA, alright, and 6.9 was close to 89 percentile in DM. Okay, but please take all this data with a pinch of salt. Why? All this data is of the past, and 2023 is the future. It may change, but of course, not that all this will change by something very big all of a sudden. All right. And one more thing, this is very important. You're not habituated of 5 options. Okay. All the examinations that you have written thus far, CAT or IIFT or SNAP, all of them had only 4 options, and this examination has 5 options. And not only that, you need to set your biological clock by writing at least 3 to 4 mocks or previous year XAT papers from 2 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. because the business side of the paper would be of 2 hours and 45 minutes. You're going to get additional 45 minutes for GK and essay. They might give you a break for 5 minutes also. All right. And there's one more thing that you need to be very, very particular about. You have negative marking for more than 8 unattempted questions. Not many people pay much attention to that, and they lose like anything. So if your overall attempt is 50 questions, okay, you lose 1.7 marks for not attempting 17 questions because they mostly ask you 75 questions, okay, for the first 8 unattempted questions. Overall, it does not depend that in which section you haven't attempted how many. All right, overall, if you haven't attempted 8 questions, okay, no penalty. So if you attempt 67 questions, exactly 67 questions, there is no penalty. But if you attempt 50 questions, that is 17 less than 67, you stand to lose 1.7 marks. Okay. And let's say you lose X marks overall. They distribute it in proportion of the number of questions in each of the sections. So you would be losing X into 28 by 75 in quantitative aptitude, X into 26 by 75 in verbal ability, and X into 21 by 75 in decision making. So that is in proportion of the number of questions in each of the sections. So there is a possibility that you answer all 21 questions of DM and all the answers are correct, but still you may not score 100% if you have left a good number of questions, or should I say more than 8 questions unattempted, because whatever you would lose, that into 21 by 75 would be deducted from your DM section. Alright, so especially the faculty members who target 100 percentile in their respective section, okay, please take care of this. Alright, so let's look at a scenario. If you attempt less than 67, okay, wrong attempt per question minus 0.25, no attempt per question minus 0.1. So even if you attempt certain questions blindly, risk per question is of minus 0.15. Okay, so if you blindly guess 7 answers and get even one of them correct, you actually stand to get plus 0.1. Please think about that. Not that we want you to do exactly this. That is your choice. Alright, but some more data. The frequency of 5 keys in my response sheet of the XAT 2022 was like this. Option A was the answer to 18 questions, B to 15, D to 18, E to 17, and C to 7. So it may go against you as well. What if you decide to mark C? And it may change this year. So we are giving you both the perspectives. Alright, but please keep that in mind that if you attempt less than 67 questions, you stand to lose marks. Okay? Alright, now the interface last year was poor, and in fact for the last 4 or 5 years, right from the time it went online or it became a CBT, should I say. Alright, the interface has been poor. Not as poor as that of the great IFT. Okay, and in fact last year what happened with me, that in many questions only 4 options were visible. Alright, I needed to scroll down to get the 5th option. And it was out of my mind that the test has 5 options. And in at least 2 questions, to add to my woes, the answer was actually the 5th option. Alright, so please take care. And certain good things also, 120 more seats for PGDM BM this year. Okay, 60 at Jamshedpur, XLRI Jamshedpur, and 60 at XLRI Delhi NCR campus. You must practice the DM section of the last 5 actual XATs at least. And let me tell you that DM can be the most scoring section as well if you practice it well. Okay, please do the actual XAT papers of the last 10 years. Okay, each of the sections. Absolutely no doubt about that. And if you're interested in PGDM HRM of XLRI, you have no business not applying for MA in HRM and LR through the TestNet 2023. The last date to apply for TestNet 2023 is January 15. Please do join our Telegram group and ask your doubts there. All the best, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And I'm sure by this time you've already subscribed to MBA 100. You cannot afford not subscribing to it.